Welcome to my next video. In this video, we will be talking about budgets. What is a budget? Why make a budget? How do you make a budget? What are some tips for a good budget? What if you absolutely cannot budget? Is there an alternative out there to a budget? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. But first, what I say in this video is based upon my education, my life experiences, and my values. What I say is for typical people in typical situations. It is not for all people in all situations. If it was, this video would be hours or even days long. My goal and hope is that by the end of this video, you will know more about budgets and you can make better decisions in your life. What is a budget? A budget is basically a plan on how you're going to spend the money and wealth going out of your life. That's what a budget is. Why make a budget? Well, money and wealth is going out of your life. Do you know where it's going? Is the money and wealth going out of your life aligning with your goals and values? Is it getting you closer to where you'd like to be? Does it bring you happiness? Does it bring you as much happiness as it can for the amount of money going out? These are all good reasons to make a budget. So, how do you make a budget? Well, that pretty much depends upon you and what makes sense to you. Mechanically, you can do it a wide variety of ways. You can use apps, software. You can go old school, pencil and paper. You can go older school. You can use an envelope system where you just put cash in envelopes for various categories of expenses. It's whatever works for you, that's what you should do. Now, how do you divide all the money and wealth going out of your life into categories? Again, what makes sense for you? Don't have so many categories, it doesn't really mean anything, but you shouldn't just have miscellaneous lifestyle costs, one item be your budget. It's however you view your world. That's how many categories you should have. Now, in terms of money going out of your life, in terms of wealth going out of your life, there are three big picture ways you can spend your money, you can spend your wealth. The first is absolutely necessary expenditures. Things like housing, food. You absolutely need to spend money on that. Another thing that you can spend money on is non-necessary expenditures. Another thing you can spend money on is you can put money into savings. That means you can't spend it today, but it'll be available to spend it in the future. If that interests you, the trade-off between spending money now, spending money in the future, I have another video on the subject of spending versus savings you might want to check out. Remember, the general goal of budgeting is to get you as much happiness as you can for the amount of money that you're spending. What are some tips for a good budget? Well, first, one category you should have in your budget is fun, having fun, doing fun stuff. If you have fun in your budget, then you will be able to stick with it a lot longer. Most of us view budgeting as a grim thing. If there's explicitly fun in your budget, the odds are you'll be able to follow it for longer. What else is a good tip for a budget? Well, you should put something in there for unexpected stuff. What unexpected stuff? You don't know. It's unexpected. If you expected it, it'd be in some other category. A budget is a plan. And like the philosopher Tyson once said, everybody has a plan till they get hit in the face. Stuff happens, and when it does, it'd be great if you had a category for it in your budget. What's another tip for a budget? Well, a budget is a plan. As your circumstances change, your plan should change. So be sure to periodically update your budget. Now, what if you say, appreciate all the information you've given me on budgets. I'm never going to do a budget. Is there anything else out there that you have for me? Well, one thing. And that is, keep track of your spending. And when I say keep track of your spending, I mean keep track of all of your spending. Where do you really spend all your money? So keep track of all of your spending for at least 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever. You're not trying to change any behaviors. You're just trying to keep track. So however it makes sense to you, keep track of your spending in all these categories. And then at the end of 3 months, 6 months, a year, sit down and look only at the totals by category and ask yourself, does that make me happy? Is that where I want to be spending my money? Let me give you an example. Let's say you track all of your money and you discover that over 3 months you spent $1,000 at the local coffee shop. Is that good? Is that bad? Well, kind of depends on you and your life. Let's say you have a lot of money coming in. Savings is no problem. You work from home. You don't talk to a lot of people in person. The highlight of your day is going down to the local coffee shop, interacting with everybody there, the people in the shop, the people behind the counter. You have an extremely complicated coffee order that you like, and they always know exactly what you like. They make it perfectly for you. It gives you a good break from work. Is spending $1,000 over 3 months at the coffee shop a good deal? Yeah, probably. It makes you really happy, and you have the money to spend. Now let's change things around a little bit. Let's say you spend $1,000 over 3 months at the local coffee shop. And your attitude towards coffee is basically, you don't like it more than a day or two old, 2 days tops. And it should be black, and it's nice if it's warm. And you're cheap, and you don't really have any money. And you just discovered that you're spending $1,000 every 3 months at the coffee shop. Does that make sense for you? No. You're spending money, it doesn't make you happy. Take the money you're spending at the coffee shop and spend it on something that makes you happy. So that's an example of an alternative for people who just can't budget, for what it's worth. In this video, we learned about budgeting. What is a budget? Why make a budget? How do you make a budget? What are some tips for a good budget? And what if you can't budget? Is there an alternative out there to a budget? If you want to learn more, be sure to check out my other videos. Until the next video, always remember that you are the best person in the world to decide what is important in your life. Thank you for watching. Please click the button to subscribe. I hope that you got something from this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment. Please check out my channel, playlists, and other videos. Have a great day.